All right, just videos about Glocks. I still have them. People still have them. They still run. There's a lot of people just buying Glocks for the first time, and there's some people out there had Glocks that don't realize you can make a Glock run. So I'm not gonna get into all the aspects of a good trigger, but I'm gonna get into the striker spring of a Glock. It's very important. The striker spring for a good trigger. Look at these guns first. Glock 40, Gen 4. Glock 20, Gen 5. My old time carry, Glock 45. Clear, no magazine. All right, let's take this down. The first thing you do, well, not the first they do. Again, this is about the striker spring. A lot of people don't know how to take out the striker spring. Striker spring. So what I want to do is see this little cup right here, the spring right there. What I'm gonna do is get that spring pressure off that back plate. Can't hard to do it without knocking on my camera, but let's see. And be careful. Again, it's spring loaded, and that come out the back. So again, if you can see that, push this spring this way. See, it takes that weight. See, this sits on that back plate. That pressure's on that back plate. So you get that pressure off that back plate. Of course, you got to use the plastic piece. I'm just showing you because of the striker spring now. But just if it wasn't disconnected, just have a little gap here. You can put something in there. But you want to get the trigger housing right there. Now, I can't even think of the terminology anymore. It's been so long since I dealt with Glocks. So anyway, there's your strikers. Complete assembly. Channel. I run 4-pound striker springs. They come with 5.5, 6-pound. I use 4-pound strikers. I know I'm getting from Zev. They seem to work. I dealt with them and didn't have a problem with them. And once I deal with something and don't have a problem with, I know I'm stick with them. And here's comes the difficult thing to get this off that people have a problem with. Use your slide, or you get your I can't think of it. I can't even think of it anyway. There's a block for this, but if you don't have the assembly block, a disassembly block, this goes out here again. And be careful, this is actually spring loaded too. So make sure you take that plate off, because this is fly it on you and you won't be able to find this stuff. The hardest thing here is to get the cups off of these things. They're real small. If you're going to do this, I suggest buying a lot of cups. 5 sets or so. They actually have a tool which you can push down over this, but I use my fingers. So you bring this down, get a little higher grip on here. Get this down. See that cup just fell off? Now if I wasn't on this spot, it fell on the floor, I'd never find it. Let me show you the cups look like. They're 2 halves. Of course, the flat part goes up top. If you can see that, let me get that in my hand. See, the flat part goes up top. Gotta sneeze, hold tight. Anyway. I'm keep running without editing the camera. I know I should stop it and edit it, but I'm not. Again, it's 2 halves. Once you get that off, there's your striker spring. Change that out. Excuse me again. Change that out. thing. I need to clean this gun. How to get it back on there. You see how this is just the symbols. You can get brass pieces like this. I don't know if the upgrade's really that good, but you know, it's great. It's still cheap stuff. So what you want to do is put that back in there. Turn it sideways so your striker won't fall through. And have your cups ready because you might get tired of holding this thing down. Grab it up high. Push down. Stick 1/2 again of flap top on the top. The narrow piece goes down. Get on one side. And you gotta get the one on the other side. This is where, see now, it's gonna take me a minute. I'm gonna line everything back up. Grab that just right. Ah, man, look at this mess. This is when you get tired of holding it and you let go and you lose your cups. There you go. Make sure they're on there straight, because you let go, you're going to lose them. And they're nice and flush. Let go. There's your striker spring. Back in there. That's gritty. It shouldn't be that gritty. That's a dirty gun. I don't know if y'all can hear that. That's a dirty gun. That's a neglected gun. Okay, what you want to do now? Let's get this started. It's just in the groove. You start holding this down. Just you can use the flat part. Easy to grip. Something grip. Get that started. Of course, you gotta make sure it's straight. Now you gotta get this plunger back in there. And it's gotta go straight. If it ain't gonna go straight, it ain't gonna go on. Boom. Make sure you hear the click. If it don't click, it's gonna come off. And there you have it. The second part you would do, you know, if you want to get a new trigger or trigger shoe. So what I do, I actually modify. That's another story in itself. I let modify this right here. If you don't know what you're doing, I'll leave it alone. Add a ghost connector. Some people change the spring out. I used to. I don't do it anymore. This plunger spring that'll actually lighten your trigger pull. I leave that alone. I used to take it off. I said that's a safety device. I don't want that too light, so I leave that. I leave that be now. Other than the dirty gun, that's all you need to do. Hope I taught you something. And sorry for all the sneezing. Check function. There you have it. Hope you learned something. If not, let me know and laugh at me later.